Okay, here we go. Very first video lesson here of U.S. government. Welcome. I'm Mr. Schilling. We're going to start going off today with political theory, day 2, talking a little bit about what Plato was talking about in the Republic. So let's go over and talk about today. We're going to explain the background of Plato's dislike, analyze the philosophy Plato had going on here. We're going to do a quick review of homework on this first part. Pre-Plato, the Republic, Plato versus Aristotle video. Get started on your homework. Homework. You got to do your summary again. You did that for me last time. And then I need you to do social contract, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke reading. But let's get started with what's going to go on today so you guys have some idea what's going on here. All right, so Athens Republic, all right, Athens and Plato. So Plato was really interested in why things didn't work. Now, you guys need to get some reading done for me last night. This reading was here, but this is way too difficult for you guys to see. So we're going to break it down by paragraph. So what you guys did and what you guys got out of this is what I wanted you to get out of it as well. So let's start with this first part. Over here, first part of this paragraph. A couple things I want you guys to get. Anyone is allowed to do what he likes. He's almost talking about anarchy here. This idea that in a democracy, please don't say republic here. He's not talking about a republic. In a democracy, he didn't like the fact that in Athens, anybody could do what they wanted to do. Here too, you are not obligated to be an authority, however competent you may be. So he had a problem with the fact that the smartest people didn't have authority, even though they were smart enough to know they probably should. Now what I mean by that is, he wanted philosophers to rule because they knew they didn't know what was going on, not that they wanted the power. So this is important. We're going to come back to this. People who are the smartest are not in government, and the people that are not the smartest are in government. This is a big problem he had with democracy. I'm going to keep using that for you guys. Finally, down here, sit on juries, you will do all the same if the fancy takes you. You didn't have to do things you didn't want to do. So in this first paragraph, Plato was talking about the fact that people had too much ability to kind of do what made them happy, not what was good for the society. And we're going to see this in common good and social contracts. So, first paragraph, here we go. Second paragraph. Couple things here. Shorter paragraph, but I got 2 things highlighted for you. First of all, a democracy, notice I'm coming back to this word democracy over and over again. A democracy has a magnificent indifference to the sort of life that man has led before he entered politics. We don't care what you did before as long as what you're doing now makes us happy. So it's all about us. We're living in a great big sea of me, Plato's saying, all right? Second thing, we'll honor anyone who merely calls himself the people's friend. What I mean by that is, what you did before doesn't make a difference. If you tell me what I want to hear, I'm going to choose you for that office. This is a big deal, okay? This is a big deal. We don't care what you did before as long as you make us happy now. Now, third thing I want you guys to get out of this. When he is told that some pleasures should sought or values arising from the desires of a higher order, others chastise them. But I want you to get to this part, right here. He will shut the gates of the citadel against the messengers of truth. Now, hopefully you looked up that word citadel. We're going to get to that in a minute. It's an armed fortress at the top, but this is a metaphor. He's not really talking about a fort here. Here he's talking about a citadel, a fort built around your mind, right? You're building this fort around your mind so that you are the messengers of truth. Now what I mean by that is, and this is a big deal, the people that know what the truth is, the philosophers, are telling the people these are the things that you need to do, and they're ignoring them. They're building a citadel, they're building a fort around their mind so they don't have to listen to the people that actually know what's going on. Doesn't mean they have all the answers. It simply means that they know you need to question what's going on. And the people won't listen to them. If you guys only watch Fox, if you only watch CNN, if you only watch MSNBC, if you only watch one channel, whatever it may be, that's what you're doing. You're building a fort and you only want to hear the things that you want to hear. This is what Plato was talking about. He also said that the people spend their days in the pleasure of the moment. They don't think ahead. They don't think about the ramifications of their actions. We're going to see that in the next video today. And finally, he says that man will call themselves pleasant, free, and happy. Only at that time will people do what they think is the best, as long as it makes themselves happy. So there's a lot of things going on here. And if you got out of this short reading that Plato was angry, you're right. Okay? So, homework questions. Of the two, what type of democracy was Plato talking about? He's talking about a direct democracy, right? We have something called a republic, not an actual democracy. We have a representative democracy in this country. So in this first one, if you didn't get it, I need you to write direct democracy for me, okay? I need you to write direct democracy. This is a big deal, right? So the first one, direct democracy. What did Plato think were the faults of people living in democracies? There's 5 of them. I need you to write them down because this is a big deal. First of all, he thought we were selfish. All right, he thought we were selfish. He thought we were immoral, and this is all people. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't. It just means that morals don't line up and you only make yourself happy, right? Selfish, immoral, stupid. They don't understand what the problems are. He thought we were ignorant. And the big one here, I need you to get this one, emotional. Making decisions on emotions is a bad thing. You got to take time and you got to think. So 5 things: selfish, immoral, stupid, ignorant, and emotional. Do you agree? That's up to you. That's up to you. All right? Next part. Definition: citadel, fortress. Right? In this case, he's talking about a fortress around our mind. A citadel is actually a fortress on a high hill. A demagogue, someone who says or does things using emotion to get people to follow them. Best example of a demagogue, unfortunately, it's not a good term, but the best example of a demagogue in this country's history, in the world's history, sorry about that, is Hitler and morality. What you think is right or wrong. Now, here's the problem with doing it over morality. If you base your decisions only off your morals, everybody's morals are different. Okay, everybody's morals are different. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to jump on to the next questions. Okay, next set of questions. Here we go. Why would the English Parliament want to place limits on the monarch? Because the monarch was using their power in a way that denied rights to the people, right? So they wanted to go from rule of king, right, to rule of law. Up here, right, they want to go from rule of king to rule of law. I need you to make sure that you wrote the term, or you get it, Magna Carta. Because the Magna Carta was the very first document in the history of the world that limited the power of the government, right? It said what he can't do. Here's all the things he can't do. Magna Carta limits the power of the monarch by listing what he can't do. What's meant by the term republic, also known as popular sovereignty? People entrust, need that keyword there, people entrust their power to an elected official. People entrust their power to an elected official. This is a big deal, all right? This is a republic. In a democracy, we're going to keep our power. In a republic, we're going to entrust our power. Participatory democracy applies most accurately to which of the following? Greece. So you don't get confused, participatory democracy is just another term for direct democracy. Aristotle's notion of democracy is derived from the era of city-states. City-states. Finally, the U.S. Constitution was modeled on Aristotelian notions of democracy. You should have put false, right? Because not a democracy. On republics, right? On republics. Okay, homework is done. What I need you guys to do now is move on to the next part on Canvas. That's your exit card. What I need you guys to do for your exit card today, first of all, what were some of the faults that Plato found with democracy? You should have those 5, a couple other things that you guys thought were good from the reading. I need you to define the term sovereignty, just so you guys know, it's the right to rule, right? So sovereignty is the right to rule. We're gonna jump back to that, don't worry about it, you're gonna see it again in the future. Then, I need you to watch this video down here, right? It's the next part. You'll see on Canvas, it's on your overview. Watch the video, take some notes, take the practice quiz, and then go take the quiz on Canvas. You got a bunch of stuff to do before we get to notes today, right? So we went over the homework, exit card, video, quiz. Stop the video because it's done, and I shall see you in a little bit. Shield Dog, out.